Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. I'm a big fan of KISS looms, and I am cooperating with Kelly at KISS to present to you a whole series of looming techniques especially for KISS. We're going to do this on all sorts of KISS looms, so you get to see every basic technique on your own loom. Welcome and enjoy. All right, we have cast on this regular gauge loom. We have knitted 2 rows. Now let's talk about purling, because purling is a little bit different and there are several ways to do it. As on the knitting row, I'm still slipping my first stitch, meaning not knitting it. Purl stitches are formed with the wrap going below the original stitch. Here's the one method to do it. I'm wrapping below on the peg, and I'm going to use the tool to flip around, pick up the new yarn. Now lift the stitch off the peg, the original stitch, and place the new one on the peg and gently tighten up so I don't get a sloppy stitch. Let's do that again. Around the back of the pin, around the front of the peg but below the old stitch, pull up a loop and set it on the peg. Now, because that motion is not easy and natural for everybody, KISS invented a special tool for us, a purling tool. Here's how it works. Go around the back of the pin, the front of the peg below the loop, slide your purling tool down through the original stitch, pull a loop up, pull everything off, and reseat the new loop. That's your new purl stitch. Especially on the regular gauge loom, this is a good and easy way to do the purl stitching. I'm doing it slowly, but it does get fast. It'll come out. Now let's try this with a tool that my husband made for me. I learned from another KISS loomer that sometimes putting a bend in the purling hook makes it easier to fish up that loop. So I tried it with this, and I do like it. We're going behind the pin, in front of the peg, below the original stitch, down through it with the tool, pull up a loop, and put the new loop on the peg. Let's do that again. I'll try to get another angle so you can see differently. We're behind the pin, in front of the peg, below the stitch. See my tool's down through the old stitch and pulling a loop up through the new stitch. Now this does not come as easily to most people as the knit stitch. It didn't to me. But I tell you what, I am working with the camera between me and the work. If I can learn to do that, you can learn to do this stitch. It might take a little bit of practice, but that's okay. Once you get it, you'll have it. KISS makes a very nice looming tool with interchangeable ends. You unscrew this little collar and change from a knitting tool to a purling tool. So let's try the purl stitch using the fancy KISS tool. It's really very nice. Goes the same way, around the pin, around the front, through the old stitch, back through the old stitch comes the loop, and set the new stitch on the peg and gently tighten it up.